All right, so this deep dive is going to be all about remote work.
Okay.
Something that I know you've been kind of looking into recently, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good idea to take a look at this Working Remotely Linktree page
Okay.
that you sent over, and see what we could kind of glean from this.
Sure.
Um, what do you think about this Linktree page, just kind of like from the get-go?
I think it's pretty interesting, actually,
Yeah.
because it really is like a curated kind of gateway
Yeah.
into like the massive amount of information and resources about remote work.
Right.
It's like a
one-stop shop.
yeah, it's a central hub connecting you to all these different things.
Yeah. I mean, looking at this thing,
Yeah.
you've got remote work resources, remote jobs,
Right.
productivity tips.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It feels
It's not comprehensive.
yeah, it's comprehensive, but it also feels like it's really speaking to
Yeah,
a sort of a shift in how we perceive work.
totally.
Yeah.
I think yeah, it's definitely not just like a random collection of links.
Right.
I mean, this is like a growing kind of like
Like an ecosystem.
ecosystem, yeah.
Built around this idea of remote work. Yeah, and it's definitely like
Yeah.
a thing now.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
One of the things that I thought was pretty interesting here was the link to the best remote job boards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that like different than just looking at,
Indeed.
totally,
or whatever.
You're not just gonna like search remote on like a regular job site.
Okay.
These job boards are specifically designed for remote work and like remote first companies. So they're really good at like filtering.
Right.
And, they have like specific filters for time zone and like,
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's way more targeted.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's also this section on resources for digital nomads, which, we've all seen those pictures of people on the beach with their laptops.
Yeah, of course.
But,
it's not all like that.
yeah. So what is this link tree kind of telling us about that?
Yeah, it's interesting because they're not just romanticizing it, you know?
Right.
They're giving you resources for like, visa requirements.
Wow.
Finding internet, all the like nitty-gritty stuff.
Okay.
So it's like a balanced.
So it's not just like,
yeah, it's not just like,
working from some cafe in Bali or whatever.
exactly.
You've got to figure out like how to actually do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Legally and
logistically.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of the kind of the more difficult aspects of it,
Sure.
there's this whole section on remote work productivity tips.
Right.
So why is that like such a...
I think that's so important because
Yeah.
like working remotely requires like a different approach to productivity.
Okay.
You don't have like someone looking over your shoulder and you have to manage your own time.
Yeah.
So these resources like really dive into techniques like the Pomodoro technique and like tools for asynchronous communication.
So it's really kind of like...
Yeah, like you're your own boss in a way.
Right, like you're creating structure and discipline.
Exactly.
Even when like...
Yeah, your office is your bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
They even talk about like the psychological impact
Totally. Yeah.
of remote work.
Yeah, it can be tough,
Right.
Set those boundaries
Yeah.
between like work life and personal life.
Yeah, it all blends together.
Yeah, totally.
So it seems like this link tree is really kind of like a roadmap to navigating this whole world of remote work.
Yeah, for sure.
From finding jobs to staying productive to like even embracing like a nomadic lifestyle.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
pretty amazing, actually.
it is pretty amazing.
And all this stuff is out there and available.
Yeah.
Like all these resources.
It makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Like how could you incorporate this
into your own life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you go full time or would you do like a hybrid approach?
Yeah.
Would you change your career?
Right.
To something that's more remote friendly?
Yeah.
Like there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, this has really kind of opened my eyes to like,
Yeah.
How this could actually work.
Yeah, me too.
Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
I'm glad we took a look at this.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Awesome.
Ah,
Thanks for joining me.
you bet.
I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.